Hello and welcome back to our training where we talk about how you can get more done in less time with the power of Prosperity Central. And on our training today, we're going to be talking about PhoneBurner. We're going to be doing a demo of PhoneBurner and how this tool, when properly configured, can help you power through your calls at a rate of 60 to 80 dials per hour. But before we get into that, once again, my name is Jeff Osnes. I am your host, I am your trainer, I am your tour guide as we go through this Prosperity Central system. And what is the Prosperity Central system? It is an online contact management system. It was designed to help you manage, organize, and follow up with your prospects in an effective and efficient way. It was specifically designed for the network marketing industry. However, anyone in sales can benefit by taking advantage of this amazing tool. So if you know somebody in sales or if you know somebody in network marketing, take a moment now and share this video with them so that they can start getting more done in less time with this phenomenal tool. Now let's get into our training today. Now, like I mentioned earlier, on our training today, we're going to be talking about PhoneBurner, and more specifically, we're going to be doing a demo of what we've put together so far and how you can use PhoneBurner to start to power through your calls at a rate of 60 to 80 dials per hour. So we're going to jump over to contacts. Then if you've been watching our other trainings, then you know we've got these quick views over here designed to help us focus our time, focus our energy on those contacts that we really need to be calling right now. So we've got our C1 callbacks. This is a list of all of our contacts that are in our follow-up folder, our C1 follow-up folder, that have a follow-up date that is either today or older. These are contacts that we need to be working on, we need to be following up with, we need to be checking in with. Then, of course, we've got our C1 call again quick view. This is a list of records or contacts that are in our Campaign 1 folder that have been called, but it's been a few days since they were last called. So we should probably give them another call to touch base, to connect with them. And then we've got our C1 Call 1. These are our contacts in the Campaign 1 folder that have yet to be called. These are contacts that we need to call so that we can let them know about our amazing product, service, or opportunity. So let's jump into a dial session. Let me show you how fantastic this tool is and how you can really start to get more done. So we're going to go ahead and select our records here. We've got 64 records, and we're going to click the PhoneBurner option right here. And that's going to bring up this new window, what we call a dial session window. I'm going to bring it over just a little bit here. And what that's going to do is it's going to take those 64 records that we selected and it's going to queue them up in what we refer to as a dial session. At this point, I can choose my phone script. What script do I want to have on the screen as I'm making calls? My voicemail recording. As I'm making calls with PhoneBurner, I can instantly drop a voicemail, saving me valuable time as I'm going from one call to the next and helping me stay focused and keeping my voice fresh for my live conversations. Then, of course, we've got our dialing and live answer sets. We're going to go ahead and use the demo set for both the dialing and live answer sets. These are the ones that we customized during this training series. And then our caller ID. What caller ID do we want to display as we're calling through this specific list? I'm going to leave it set to dial-in number and let's continue. And now I just need to connect my phone to PhoneBurner. This is one of the great things about PhoneBurner. It doesn't require any special equipment. It works with your existing phone and your existing computer, and the way you connect the two is with a simple phone call. I just pick up my phone, call that number, and now I'm connected. So I am ready to start dialing. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the start dialing button right here. And now the system is going to start taking me through my calls. I've got PowerMan up. We're calling. I can review my notes. I can review any custom field information. I can view my phone script. So if he picks up the phone, I can jump right into the presentation. If it goes to voicemail, I just click the leave voicemail button. The system will stay on the line, wait for the beep, and play my message. If I'm listening to it ring and ring and ring, and I'm just tired of listening to it ring and I don't want to leave a message, I click no answer, and I move on to the next call. If it rings busy, busy signal. So I'm just clicking on the buttons that make the most sense for the outcome of the call that I experience. So once again, let's talk about a live answer. Let's say Hawkman answers the phone live. There's no pause, no delay, no awkward silence, none of that stuff. I just start talking to him like I would anyone else right through my phone. At some point during this conversation, I'm going to click this live answer button right here. When I'm done talking to Hawkman, I just end the call. When I end the call, I am now disconnected from that contact. We are no longer connected, but I am still connected to PhoneBurner, allowing me to take as much time as I need to update my notes. And it is very important that you add detailed notes about the conversation, personal notes. Anything that you learn about that contact should be noted in the notes. This is information that you're going to use on your next call, the next conversation you have with that contact, or the next email you send to that contact. You're going to use that information. You're going to follow up with them and include little bits and pieces of that information. That shows them that you care. Now remember, nobody cares how much you know until they know how much you care. I hope everybody's heard that before. That is not my saying. I don't even know who first said that, so I'd give them credit if I knew who to give the credit to, but it's just something that I have heard over and over in the industry, and it's something you need to remember. Take note of those conversations. Make note of those conversations so that the next time you follow up with them, you can be sure to mention that to show them that you care. Now, of course, let's go back to custom fields. Let's say I talk to Hawkman and he's like, yeah, give me a call back next week. I click on follow up. And of course, I didn't mean to click on follow up. I meant that we need to click on the follow up date. So I screwed that up. That's what happens when you do these trainings. You get your mind mixed up a little bit here. So let's do that again. Let's say Batman answers the phone. We talk to Batman. We have a good conversation. We update our notes like we should, whatever our notes are. And then before we hit follow up, let me do this right this time. We're going to click on this follow up date option here. We're going to choose our follow up date for next week, or whatever date range or time that they said that they wanted you to call them back. And that's when you click follow up, only after you've set that follow up date. Because if you don't do that right, and I'll show you what happens when you don't do it right. I'm going to click follow up on this one and pause my dial session. And now let's move this off the screen here. Let's go to our follow-up folder, and you'll see Hawkman listed here, and his follow-up date is no date set. No date set. If you remember back to our layout when we're creating the custom layout, we configured the follow-up date data point to default display no date set if, for whatever reason, I don't set a date. And here, I forgot to set a date when I was supposed to set a date. So that will remind me or let me know that I need to go in and edit this contact and update that follow-up date to some date in the future based off of the conversation. So let's just choose a date in the future, update that. Now if I go back, you will see that Hawkman actually does have a follow-up date. Now let's jump back over to our dial session. Let's go ahead and dial again. Calling Mr. Green Lantern if he answers the phone live. Once again, no pause, no delay, no awkward silence. Click live answer. When we're done talking, we're going to end this call. And we've talked about this on another call. If there's an appointment, if I talk to somebody and they say, hey, give me a call tomorrow at this specific time, that's when I'm going to go to actions and I'm going to schedule an appointment. I'm going to put this on my calendar so that I don't forget about that appointment. So I'm going to go ahead and choose the date and time based off of the conversation I had, and I'm going to set a reminder so I don't forget about it. I can shoot this contact a meeting reminder as well so they have the details in their email. Hit save and close. That all happens without me having to do anything else. It's now in my calendar, ready to go, and I click they are interested. And all of this stuff, everything that I'm doing is helping me organize my contacts, because all of that groundwork that we laid, all of that work that we've been doing over the last several days, weeks, has been to help us prepare, or rather to help us ensure that we never let a contact fall through the cracks and that we're following up with people at the appropriate time. So let's move this off the screen again. Let's go back to our quick views and folder. So our follow-up folder once again shows us all of our follow-ups regardless of the follow-up date. But the C1 callbacks will only show us the follow-ups that have a follow-up today or older so that we can follow up with them appropriately. Our C1 call again, that's a group of contacts that have been called before, but they're now due to be called again because it's been a few days since they were last called. And then, of course, C1 call 1 is a list of everybody who has not been called yet. So this allows us, if we set up our account properly, if we take the time to configure the account, and I'm not saying you should sit down and configure everything all at once, not at all. As you know, any of you who've been watching my videos know that I always tell people 80% of your time should be spent prospecting and 20% of your time doing managerial type stuff, configuration type stuff. So you should do a little each day and then get back to work. A little each day, get back to work. A little each day, get back to work. Don't go spending 2 or 3 weeks configuring your account. Get some stuff done, go to work. Some stuff done, go to work. Because our money is made in conversations. Our money is made when we're talking to prospects. That's the only way you're going to make money. You don't make money configuring your account. And if you'll follow this training, it'll give you a good base to start with. Now you're going to come in here and you're going to make things better for you. Maybe you want to have multiple quick views for each call. Call 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Totally up to you, and you can do it. It's easy, simple. But you got to start somewhere, and I recommend that you start with a basic configuration like I've shown you over the last several days or weeks with this particular setup. Now we still have some more stuff that we're going to be covering on this training, but I just wanted to take some time today, and I just looked at the time. My goodness gracious, time goes by so fast. I wanted to take some time today to give a quick little demo overview of how we're using PhoneBurner to power through our calls. You can see by instantly dropping voicemails, by dropping those pre-recorded messages, we can move through our calls quickly. Now keep in mind, you can only drop a pre-recorded voicemail if you're live on the line and you hear their voicemail come up. You're not going to be able to drop it without calling them and listening for that call to go to voicemail. We want to focus our time and energy on live conversations. That's where we want to spend our time because that's where the money is made. So anyway, that is our training today. That is our demo of PhoneBurner. As you can see, Prosperity Central with PhoneBurner is here to help you boost sales and growth. It is a super simple system that helps you present your opportunity, organize your contacts, track those contact activities so you know who to focus on and when to focus on them. Really, that's what this has all been about. And it has a 2-tier affiliate program built into the system so you can start building a second income stream, all while helping your team take advantage of tools they should be using anyway. It is mobile friendly and it is priced just right. Speaking of price, there are 3 account levels: basic, professional, and premier. The basic account is free for life. That's so that everybody on your team has no excuse not to have a Prosperity Central account. Everybody should join you in Prosperity Central so they can plug into you and your training. And then the professional account is for those people on your team who are serious about building an income. It gives them everything they need to manage, organize, and follow up with their prospects. And then for your team leaders, they should upgrade to the Premier account. That gives them additional tools to help them create customizations within their account and then share those customizations with their team. Now, if you don't have a Prosperity Central account, you need to go get one today. Go to prosperitycentral.biz. Once again, prosperitycentral.biz. Go there now and set up your account so that you can start getting more done in less time using the power of Prosperity Central. Thanks again, and happy prospecting.